Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is game number 2 of our series of tonight. So we had a first series. Not sure what went up with that one. Apparently we have some new teams coming in anyway. So I don't even know what that first series tonight was for. But here we have Duop and FDL for our second series of the night. And this one definitely means a lot. And these are the teams that we're definitely very used to. So getting right into our draft between them. Duop, we're already pretty far through it. So Duop have the Shadow Demon and Sand King as their first two picks.
5 seconds remaining.
Their next ones were going to be the Juggernaut and Darkseer. Interesting combos there.
Reserve time.
I guess the Sand King is a pretty good setup with the Shadow Demon, and also can work well with the Darkseer. But that pretty much guarantees that we're going to be seeing a support Sand King. And we'll see what the combos are with the Darkseer. I guess it's just a fairly good hero by itself. And
10 seconds remaining.
Let's see.
5
We also have
remaining.
FDL
Radiant team ban.
with let's see their picks. They've got a Leshrac as their fourth one. Generally like to see that one. It looks like everything's just kind of mixed up here.
10 seconds remaining.
So, in general, we
5
see the Luna
seconds
with the Shadow
remaining.
Demon, but those are split up. We're gonna have a Sword Art only for FDL, no Leshrac, or sorry, no Lycio are picked
Reserve
up.
time.
So, it just seems very strange to see these things
Radiant
picked up.
team pick.
But I don't know. Maybe I'm still kind of messed up. But if you're seeing the same picks that I am, then clearly we must be watching the same thing. So that'll bring us to the last
10
pickups here
seconds remaining.
for each team. FDL, they have some pretty good setup
5
for the
seconds
Suns,
remaining.
and Dragon is going to be their last one. So
Dire
looks
team
like it's something with some very good pushing. And Duop, they've been really doing well in the early stage of the COD League. They did not
10
drop a
seconds
game
remaining.
in the group stage at all, so they're looking to keep those
5
tendencies
seconds
going in the
remaining.
playoffs. They're going to get
Magnus.
the Magnus in the mid lane for them. And that's kind of where we can see some kind of synergy with the Darkseer. So, two heroes that are going to get everybody all in one little bunch. That is where a lot of damage could come out if we see these ultimates hitting pretty well by them. The ultimates and then the vacuum for the Darkseer. We'll have to see though. I mean, they definitely do have some combos in there. And they don't necessarily have to have a certain order in order to work either. But we will go and see how this works out between Duop and FDL.
10 seconds remaining.
And yeah, so this is game number 1 of
5
our
seconds
best of 3
remaining.
set. Duop, they have been pretty much unstoppable so far in most of the games. We'll see if FDL are going to be able to be one of the first ones to take a game off of them. So apparently paying is pretty cool. Alright, so hopefully these guys are able to get into the match sometime soon. Apparently one of these players has some trouble making it into matches. But the good news is that I did manage to take the overlay off right away, so that is a good thing. So we'll be working with that. as we get into our match. I'm still very confused about these lineups, to be honest. FDL, they do have some really good pushing power. Should be able to work right through the base if they can get in there with the Luna. But generally, Duop have been the ones who have played a little bit better. So, we're going to have some heroes right next to each other at bottom. We're getting the early ward out. The stanking happening to be over there, but didn't have a word on him. So wasn't really able to do anything. So Duop will get their early words out, and I think they were mostly undetected, that smoke never breaking. So they should be able to have both those staying up as the match gets started here. So Rubik's actually going to
30 seconds to battle.
get some words now. Get them delivered by the courier. And they put an observer right next to the other observer. So they're going to have a little observer word party on the top of that cliff. But both teams will just sit back, relax, and let themselves pick up the bounty runes on their own side of the map. So, yeah, we're just going to have the most anticlimactic start possible from each team. Snake King starting off in the jungle on his Darkseer. He's not going to bother with the FDL lane at all. As you can see, he might have a very quick visitor on the mid lane. With the Shadow Demon possibly coming in from behind, but our Shadow Demon is going to be the one making the early rotations here. At top, possibly Mad getting caught out. That is a Sentry Ward placed down. Ryu coming around the backside, and they are going to see Mad going over towards the jungle right now. And Shadow Demon is going to be standing in his way. Mad goes for the sprint first. Decides not to use a disruption or anything. Hasn't leveled anything up. So, right now, Sand King flips over to the mid lane. With nobody being on the off lane at all, the support's going to be pretty free to rotate for FDL. We'll see how much they can do on the map throughout all of that. Barry is still chasing down Mad. Mad has gone for the sprint level 1. And there is a spin possible from UR, but they're just going to put some damage out on the Mad. Definitely a kill possible if they can get onto him a little bit more before level 2. And he's nearly there. Mad going over to the side. The Shadow Demon isn't even close to this, and UR just wants to keep the out of the tower range. Here's going to do the spin. Mad decides to go back into Viryu. UR spinning down through everything, but Mad's going to be a little bit too fast. Split Earth off the mark. The Shadow Poison is going to do quite a bit of work looking for Mad here, and will be able to TP away. Because Cercian just gets up to level 2 there with the disruption. So, with a couple of levels found in the jungle, Snake King gets to bottom. He's actually already level 4 with that start. So we see Tay. He is at level 4 as well, so Snake King has managed to get the same amount of levels as Arena, who is solo.
Absolutely not.
So he doesn't seem to have lost anything by starting out in the jungle. In fact, he started out pretty safe, and now he's going to start to create some pressure for the lead. 747 finding the haste rune for himself, taking it away from CC&C. Doing pretty well in the mid lane. He's just about even with CC&C. He's going to be a lot more tanky. Over at top of this stuff, go out spin. From UR, but he's too slow to deal with Mad. And they decide to go back on Stanking. He has the Diabolic E going. That's not something that some very squishy Shadow Demon support is going to want to deal with so early in the game, even though it's just a level 1 Diabolic Edict. Go over and get the health and mana from the shrine. Which is something that we might see from 747 soon as well. So Matt's been getting out there. He only has one last hit so far. So one would probably think that Snakey's been getting a lot more out of his movements than Mad has. And in any case, Snake King keeps moving around the map right now, nearly level 6, so he's actually been getting a ton right now as Swarter is still at level 2. Tay is still farming pretty well, and you should expect him to without a whole lot of contesting going on in the lane, but Juxer wouldn't really be able to do all that much anyway. Legion moved on for 747 at mid, and Snake King, he takes one of his rare opportunities to go down to bottom just to make sure that it gets pushed out, and very quickly backs up when they're so he's really out of trouble in this match. We have the level 5 on Magnus CCNC. He's just about the same level. So he will find the RP just about when CCNC gets to the Dragon. We'll get up to level 6 right now. CCNC going to the early harass as well. Not really going to be getting too much onto the tower. Meanwhile, we have a pool going off from Shadow Demon at top, so Swarter won't really be able to get a whole lot. You are healing up thanks to the healing ward. Yes, we keep it alive, but the kitty cat will get slayed by a Swardar. Or it could take a lot of damage here, especially if Matt can get a secondary crush off. Still, no first blood in this match. With the offlaners being kind of safe, there wasn't a whole big chance of that, and the smoke gets broken by Sand King moving through the jungle. Not the most ideal of situations for FDL. CCNC, we'll see the Dragon Flame running out soon. 747 still farming rather well at mid. He's gotten the edge now on CS, just by a few. And he gets an illusion rune for himself as well. I've not seen too much aggression on the map so far. Both teams just very happy to farm it up. So that means that we're going to see the first couple of items come out very soon. Luna getting down the Dominator. Lightsteer, he's making his way towards the Aquila to start. He is around the backside. He's not been doing too great on the levels. Not sure if CCNC saw him there. It is nighttime, so the vision is pretty limited for the teams. And Sand King might be lying in wait for a courier. He might have an idea of when it's going to come. But you're just waiting for it. It's going to go right over him. He gets... Nope, it's not going to happen at all. He just gets scared out by the courier and will be forced to TP back after not being able to do anything. So I guess either team is just completely fine with sitting here. At this point, you have to think about who that's going to benefit, and I don't know, it's pretty up in the air at this point. I mean, you don't have Magnus going for Blink Dagger early. First item for Dragon Knight is going to be, I don't even know what. It's just not a whole lot being set in stone right now. I guess the Sparta will have a Blink Dagger early. That should be nice for them. But the way that Duop are building it, they don't really feel like having any kind of aggression in the early parts of the game. He's got his party going, and the healing ward doing a little bit of work getting him back up to nearly full health. Brother coming in with the sprint, making Uar a little bit scared. He's not going to get the spin off before the crush comes out. There's going to be a disruption. Uar could go in on this one, but Uar is a little bit too slow to be able to deal with the Swardar. Level 7 is available, but he doesn't have enough mana for an Omni Slash. So, still, neither team can really find a kill. Swatter is way too slippery to be dealt with. There's going to be the RP pulling CCNC back underneath the tower. There is going to be the wall, no vacuum, and they missed the burrow strike out on the CCNC. He just wasn't able to move around, but the shockwave is going to secure it. 747 finding the first blood. Sand King lifted up in the air. He could take a tower shot or two. Slowed down by the Purge Creep. That will be a retaliation by FDL. Giving the kill over to SYC. Nice domination by Tay. Getting the micro that they need to do on the kill. Oh, Mad, he's missed on with the crush. Yuwar keeps the creep wave down because Mad's going to be a little bit too fast for Yuwar to catch. And Mad is still completely fine off in the trees here. Yuwar's not going to have the vision that he needs to go for the Omni Slash, but as far as back to the lane, he's going to be very happy that the creep wave shows up right now.
Top tower is under attack.
So, still just 2 kills on the board for each team. Luna at the top of CS, at the top of the network as well. Neither team has taken a tower just yet. And Viryu, and he could get a burrow strike off here. They're not going to get in range for anything. No disruption, no burrow strike, and no courier kill, which was pretty close in the mid lane. He's still farming alright, very close to his mechanism. Should be able to get it with a couple of last hits now. There's a disruption out into the Dragon Knight. Ready with the burrow strike, but again, he's just going to be too far out. Dragon Knight tries to force the fight against his own illusions, but here comes the smoke on the mid. He's going to get away in the nick of time, and Viryu has to get the burrow strike out. He's going to actually go for it in the river, not up the cliff at all. And now Mad's going to be able to find the corrosive haze. The Sand King's in a lot of trouble. Burrow strike also stolen by Rubik. Not really sure why he decided to go for a burrow strike inside the river when he might have been able to do it up the cliff. I guess he didn't really have the time to set that up.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
But Duop, they're going to lose another one here, and they're not really even getting anything done around the map. Yuwar is trying to push him top. He'll find a creep wave here. He'll spin and TP out. He's ready with the... He's just going to steal the blade for it. So we have Rubik with some magic immunity. Sand King is going to get scoured out, but the rest of Duop are too far before the Sand King actually gets done there. Now he might decide to go in. Tay is moving up. Almost force the Alpha Wolf away. Here you're showing the Alpha Wolf exactly who is the Alpha there. So the second tower the game goes up. It's already taken by FDL in the mid lane. And looking at the items that we're having right now, already the Echo Saber picked up for Magnus. And Yuwar does have his Helm of the Dominator as well as the Aquila in there.
Radiant's bottom
Has
tower
a Dragon
is
Lance.
under
Like with the passive start that we had for both teams, neither one was really interrupted at all in the items that they were able to buy. We are going to see a Blink Dagger pretty soon for the Slardar as well, so we'll have that initiation. But CCNC, he might be feeling the pressure on mid. Looking at a couple of turrets going in. Here comes the burrow strike. Yuwar there with the spin as well. Shockwave. There's a skewer. Knock down CCNC at mid. Tate's going to get in with a little bit of damage. They dominate the Alpha Wolf back though, and Duop, they are threatening this tier 1 tower pretty hard.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Rubik. He cannot get the stun through that. Both teams just trading another tower. So we're still even as Duop, they start to get aggressive right now. We'll get the Empower out on Yuwar. Should do a lot of damage here. Healing word used there over to the side. Looking at the vision that they have on the mid lane, it's actually quite a bit. They see Mad there. We're going to have a pause out. Apparently there's a bug in the game. I don't know if I would classify Sand King like that, but I don't know. Maybe some people don't care about being rude. So hopefully we can do it now. FTO waiting on the high ground. Mad. He has gotten to his Blink Dagger, so they have the initiation that they might want for this one, but FDL, they're going to back up and possibly go towards bottom. CCNC, he was in vision for a little bit. Duop are going to go back. They can't really get him in the trees, and they would have to dive underneath the tier 2 tower in order to find that kill. BWAR just goes through the creep wave underneath the tower. He's a little bit far in. FDL are starting to react to this. The wave is pushing him too. They stopped their foray through the jungle. CC's got his armlet up. So it should be pretty tanky. Also level 1 sound giving him even more strength, as if he weren't tanky enough. Barry will go through the jungle, and Stan King doesn't see him. Now they're going to see each other, and the burrow strike is through. Stan King has the split earth available. How far can they chase this? Biryu has another. Oh, he's got another burrow strike, and he uses the magic stick, and the skewer ends up knocking Stan King out of his animation for his split earth. Managed to find that kill. Stan King way too far in there. At bottom now, Spin out in the CCC. He'll try to TP away, but there's going to be a vacuum keeping him there. BWAR goes for the Omnislash, and he secures the kill with it. So FDL right now, they are just way too far apart from each other and not being able to make any kind of pressure on the map. It's all Duop on the offensive right now. Got Snake King working towards his pipe of insight. Oh no. Is Swarda going to get caught out, or will he find somebody here? 747 has the vision of him. He'll skewer away for now. Thought that there was maybe someone backing up the Swarda, but the answer is no. There is no one there. Maybe they go on the bottom. BWAR, he's going to get surged in. Going for the damage on the Snake King. He'll just try to TP away, but that's not going to happen when Snake King's right there.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Silly Leshrac. Tricks are for kids.
Is under attack.
And Duop find another kill. And these kills, they don't really mean all that much per se. It's just heroes getting slightly ahead, which maybe could turn into a team fight win. But mostly it's going to come down to execution by the teams. These fights, these pickoffs actually, it's not really affecting all that much. It's just time spent farming, heroes doing stuff around the map. There is a bottom tier 2 tower getting pushed a little bit by the creep wave. So, I mean, that's really what the most that's going to come out of these types of things. If we look over at top. Just getting a little bit far forward underneath the observer ward.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Both teams are there though.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Sand King moving up. He's not going to have his blink dagger just yet. They're going for CCNC at mid. They are smoked. They can get very close in on this one. Oh, CCNC. Where are you going, bro? There's the burrow strike. There's the ball. Christian's there with the Encourage out. And that's a huge amount of damage. Mad gets the crush off, but it's way too late. For Earth, but it's going to be off the mark. Now the burrow strike comes through. Beery's still got the Iron Shell on him. Disruption out onto the Sword Art. Nice RP from the backside from 747. And just a very casual fight from Duop turns into 3 heroes being dead. And that was just something that FTL, they have no idea how to handle this. They think that it's going to be a favorable fight for them, but that is not the case at all. Now 747 to the high ground with the blink. Gonna get popped a little bit by Mad, kept there a little bit longer by the losing beam, but already this tier 2 tower in the mid lane gets taken by Duop.
Middle tower has fallen.
That was, I mean, it's just so casual, so lithe from Duop. You could hardly even imagine that something was happening there, and then all of a sudden it's 3 kills. They turn CCNC into a lot more. And what FTO are hoping to do there is that they want the kill to take a little bit longer on CCNC, just because he should be extremely tanky, but he's just not at all. Mad, he's got the crush out on the Juggernaut. Juggernaut in a lot of trouble. Split Earth is there with keep him there. He's got to get the spin, but even that is not going to keep him alive. So at least FTL, he gets to strike back a little bit here. And from by trying to get away, thinking does find him, but Man, that seems to be about all that's going to happen. Burrow strike over to the side. And I can't get the crush off in time.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So FDL, it is their chance to push in this tower. They'll get a tier 1.
Dire's structures
There is a
are
fortify
fortified.
while Duop still take the trade from 747.
Dire's bottom tower.
Eric Don still finding ways to get the most out of the map with the top lane getting pushed in,
Radiant's top
forcing
tower
Mad to
is
go
under
back
attack.
and clear it.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Duop will spend the fortify for this one as FTL starts to TP away. Duar makes it to the lane. Do we see anybody caught out in the river? Here he could find CCNC, and he will. Epicenter dropped where Wall is there as well. CCNC trying to be so tanky, but he is not. He's just always been caught out on this map, and I mean, I just don't know. He's actually 0-5 at this point on a Dragon Knight. That's something that should not be happening at all. But his team has not been behind him. Duop have had his numbers the entire time. Burrow strike through onto SYC. This is just how Duop have been playing the game. They find the little pickoffs that turn into a couple of objectives. Well, it could be a tier 2 tower bottom that hangs in the balance. Also, 747's hanging out at mid, making friends with the animals,
Radiant's bottom tower is
being
under
the
attack.
resident. Duop will find a tier 2 tower. There's one more tier 2 for them to take. Just very quietly this match, taking the towers off. Matt steps up in mid, but that is a terrible place for him to be. Just imagining how fast Duop have been rotating around. Now puts the Corrosive Haze out onto the Iron Shell, keep to pull it away. And he'll quickly slither out. FDL, they just have to be super aware of where Duop are on the map right now. Luna hasn't really gotten a chance to be involved. She's up to a Yasha Dragon, or Hurricane Pike rather. She's 1-0-1, has not been involved. She's at the top of the net worth, but she just hasn't really had a chance to get involved in a lot of fights. And that's probably okay with her, except the fact that her base is about to be pushed in if Duop get another tier 2 tower. And that's really going to limit FTL's mobility if Duop can do that. 747 thinking about going in on mid. He just goes right for the creep wave. Now there's a crush. Look how tanky this Magnus is though. He's even got a BKB and he'll just steer away. Do that Lucent Beam. Healing ward drop down. CCNC going up pretty far. They might decide to go in for the RP on the back end. But FDL have knocked Duop away for now, and they're going to think about going for Roshan. I don't even think this is something they can actually take though. Sitting on the back side, they pretty much use their initiation there, and eventually the Dragon Form is going to be done for CCNC. He's got about half the duration left on it now. Go up checking the Roshan pit. They see nothing. And they do see CCNC on the mid lane again. 747 blinks away from him. Decides that's not something that he wants to go into right now. Stan King. Let me get around here. Not hit by the Burrow Strike, but has been scouted out in the trees. Snake King is going to find him. Stan King uses the Diabolic Geek, but oh wow. Well, split Earth onto 3. Stan King nearly pushed off the map by 747. They take a lot of damage going for this, but that's about all the consolation that Stan King is going to get. He goes down anyway. FDL still have that Centaur to worry about inside the Roshan pit, making sure that they can't go in. You are going back to the mid lane to clear out the creep wave. Maybe Mad's able to find something here. He's going up like he has something to do with the Guardian Sprint. We'll actually get a bounty room. Wow, that was a fantastic blink to get that. Such efficiency. If you can't tell, that is sarcasm, ladies and gentlemen. Duop, however, they are not sarcastic when they start to go for the Roshan. Away from FDL. FDL did have a good opportunity to take it with Slardar, but didn't really capitalize on it. FDL will push on the bottom. finally figuring out what Duop were doing on the other side of the map. Brady gets over to the lane. They're going to push this out looking for a tier 2, while FTL should get a tier 2 of their own. Neither team really wants to engage too hard onto each other. FTL will take that at bottom. See if Duop can react here. Tower is already rather low. Ryu is ready with Blink Epicenter. That should be a tier 2 going to Duop unless FTL can have a say about it. The Legions are going to work on the tier 3, but they don't do a whole lot of damage there. Stanking is close with the Diabolic Edict, but he's just not really going to be able to do anything. You are going forward. Tay is there. That pretty much means that the Juggernaut won't push into it. 747 gets to work on the Shrine. He's still pushing out the lane, and there is a rotation in from Stanking just to make sure that the lane gets pushed out, and there is something on the backside. Here comes the Burrow Strike off the mark on the Stanking, and he will try to TP away. Do they get the vision? There's the vacuum. They knew that he was there, trying to TP away. Split Earth will keep the Darkseer there for a while. Stanking's just trying to create a lot of space for his own team, but he's going to take another death here, and that should set up the bottom lane push and probably another Shrine for Duop. We also have the Aegis still on Juggernaut. And it might get popped mid. Mav's ready with the crush, but he'll just blink away for now. Manta style used by Juggernaut to stay alive. And at bottom, CCNC, he's been dusted! Oh my god. He picked up the Shadow Blade, but that was not going to be enough. RP spent on him as well. CCNC for his 6th. He's just not been able to stay alive this match. I mean, when you think about it, you have 13 deaths in a game on a team, and 6 of those are your Dragon Knight. That is extremely surprising, and not most people would predict that. He's been caught out so many times this match. And it's just not really been working out for FDL at all. Mad at top. Oh, nice force staff away from the Burrow Strike, and he's actually going to be able to stay alive as a result of that, but the push is still going in on mid. You are going to work. He's got the Manta style used. Send one of them forward. Die very quickly on the tier 4. The tier 3 already dead to Duop. That's going to be the Split Earth there. Carter picked up for the Blink Crush. He's not going to be able to hit it onto a spinning UR. Gets away. Keeping the Aegis intact for now. At top, maybe some aggression out onto Tay. Snake King will surge himself forward, looking for a vacuum back. No one's getting taken at mid. Mad can't find the crush there. Is Snake King going to be able to find this? Vacuum wasn't used. He's going to decide to have Mercy on the Luna. You are getting first phase on it, but no Manta style at all. Luna has still managed to stay at the top of the net worth, going for a Linkings right now. But still, it's been very difficult to see how FTL can run these fights. They're down to just one tier 2 to take themselves, but Duop are already pretty far ahead in the sieging game, and we still have UR running down the mid lane for fun. Does someone get caught out here? CCNC is on the back lines. There is no vision right now from Duop. CCNC is still waiting there. And when that Shadow Blade expires, you're not going to see him. So he's right on the back lines. As soon as the first case comes out, UR will command the style. So the illusions very quickly. Mad off the mark with the crush. They want to take him down very quickly. The spin's going to be there. The Force Staff can't quite get him out of danger, but eventually he runs away from his team. Duop use a little bit for it, but not all that much. 747 still waiting on that backlines for the perfect blink. And CCNC is on the backlines again with the Dragon Form, looking to create some chaos. There's going to be the Epicenter and the RP. 747 turning it around. You are getting very low, but remember, he still has the Aegis. Meanwhile, on the backlines, the fight is going. Epicenter trying to take down CCNC a little bit. He will try to TP away. Come on inside the base. The war's gotten very low. Just one Fade Bolt from Rubik is going to kill him off. Stanking getting away over to the north. UR spins as soon as he gets back up. He doesn't want to die here. Blade Fury stolen by Rubik. CCNC back in, but his Shadow Blade is just to be used onto the brief wave as Duop get away from it. They lose their support, force out a couple buybacks from FTL, and that is going to be enough for them. They decide that they don't want to punish FTL any harder there. So Darkseer with all of his survivability. He's got Guardian Greaves up and the Blink Dagger, so the next push from Duop is going to be even more deadly. Already creates some pressure for Luna. He sends the Lucians over to the side. He's still waiting in the trees here. And he runs right into the FDL squad. He's going to get lifted up. This is a bad time for Sand King. Oh, just going into a place where he had no vision. I'm sure that was all fun and games for him, but it wasn't pretty at all. Lots of gold to FDL after that. Mad might be looking for a little bit more. No racks have been taken just yet. You are about to come in from the bottom side, but he knows better than to push into that. Oh, Mad. Oh, there's a blink to the high ground. Slowed down by the Shadow Demon. Force staff is up, but immediately blown up by the Omni Slash. That's well worth it. Taking down the tanky fish. Looking for a little bit more skewer forward. They'll find Sand King. So much damage from 747. He's beyond godlike. Absolutely ridiculous right now. And he's looking for a little bit more. Lift up by Rubik. He's got the skewer. He's actually going to decide to go in on the 747. Stopping that Blink Dagger. Oh, the blink over to the side. Snake King doesn't get vision of him in time. You could see a little bit of the Rubik possibly, but oh, he gets away anyway. And Duop can continue with their push down the mid lane. You are ready with the Empower. He'll get hit with the Lucian Beam. He's spin around this one. Making with the blink vacuum in, but he's going to miss it. As the backdoor protection is still happening here. Illusion about to be sent in. Lots of illusions thanks to the Shadow Demon, and Luna really has to cut these down. Starts to go to work on her waves all over the place. Trying to spread them out a little bit. Keeping an illusion back so that UR doesn't lose all of them. But Duop has been pushed back again. They have to do something about this Luna before they can break the base. She's doing quite a bit of damage, and her items right now, she's working. Oh, she's got an ultimate orb, but she's working on a butterfly.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Smoke down the mid lane for FTL, seeing if they can catch anybody right now. Duop will try to push this out at all. It's the only tier 2 that they have to defend, so one would think that they have to get over to that wing sometime. FTL, they get even deeper. They're at top now. But Duop are not even close to defending these things. Now they're getting over to mid. Seems like FDO are just way too many steps ahead of Duop, and unfortunately those steps means that when they try to go for some aggression, they're just not finding anything. Biryu pushing up again. He does not have a whole lot of vision. He sees one in the mid lane, but that should be a pretty obvious bait. With CCC just sitting there. Now there's going to be a crush out on the mid lane. Snake King being kept alive. Now the epicenter being charged up. RP's going to be there. That's a lot dropped on just the Sword. Our SYC pulled back into it. The problem is FDL, they are nowhere close to being able to fight here. They'll lose 3 basically supports at this point. And Sheldon shared with most of the 3 plays. 747 doesn't realize that that's an Iron Shell stolen by Rubik. And then we'll try to push in top, dropping the illusions there, but with those kills, that might be FDL killing off the rack. You are ready to go for the high ground. We've got a couple of creeps here. Not too many thanks to the Iron Shell shared by 747 because sharing is carrying. Fortify gets used. They're trying to defend this one. CCC waiting on the back lines. Luna needs to be able to keep the away, and she does now. Seems he'd ready to go on the back lines, but there's a Sentry Wood right there. He's going to get caught out by the Burrow Strike. That is just another death for CCNC, and it's really been not the best game for him at all. Maybe Duop even look for more. Stepping up in mid. She won't be caught out. Another RP up in 30 seconds for 747. They want to make sure that the mid lane's pushed out so they could possibly put some damage out on bottom, but those creeps are already pushing in very far in the bottom lane. So I see not being able to find anything there with the lift.
I'll take yours.
So one set of racks have already been lost by FDL. Tay's been pretty much nullified this entire match. When your Luna is only able to go 1-0-2, your team's only found 5 kills this entire time. The courier, at least, will be picked off by Luna. That's not bad. Doesn't have anything on it, but that's not bad. Maybe FTL can find something in the Roshan pit. More people there. Tay going to work. He does a pretty good amount of damage. The butterfly is being delivered right now, but as they can expect, Duop are on their way in. With the corrosive haze on it, that's still a lot of minus armor on Roshan, and the damage will start being done by UI. And I do know that the health is decreasing thanks to corrosive haze, but UR just does so much, taking advantage of the corrosive haze, and UR will spin. Dire takes the motion. No one picks up the Aegis. Matt is going to pick it up. He's got it popped already. Epicenter well in the middle of the pit. This is a terrible place for FTL. Finally, the Luna takes the first steps of the match. Matt trying to get away. He's going to be pulled right back into it. Disruption taking him back, and he is going to be killed off as well. Only the Rubik staying alive through all of that, and he's forced to defend the base. It's just another terrible fight for FTL. You are setting it up so that he still killed the Roshan. I mean, at least Mad was able to pick up the Aegis and all the chaos, but when you have an epicenter and a wall going down, and now Rubik taking a lot of damage from SYC, pulling the Burrow Strike out, stunning Gary for now. He will get saved by disruptions right now. The Scepter up in the air. That's going to be it though. GG called. Rubik cannot stay alive either, completing the full 5-man team up, and Duop very easily take game number 1 of this best of 3 set. It was quiet for the first couple of moments, but that was simply the calm before the storm for Duop, as they just casually walk in, take a few kills, take a few towers, and eventually found themselves winning the game. So we'll see if this can continue into game number 2, or will FTL be able to come back. More Dota 2 action coming up for you guys in just a few moments, so make sure that you stick around on Pithy Lagoon. Thanks for watching, and as always, you might want to get a snack or something, because that's cool. Food's cool. Anyway, cheers.
beautiful, the wonder takes my breath away. Nothing surrounding us will stay the same. And when I look into my soul, I feel something's about to change. It's growing stronger and it's taking a hold.
5 seconds remaining.
Yo, what's up, my jib jabs? How's it going? We've got FDL against Duop for game number 2 here. And this is a best of 3 set. Duop currently up 1-0, so this could be it. If they win this one, they will be moving on to the next round to play against Mad Kings, I believe, in the KOD League playoffs. So this is what it's going to come down to. Duop absolutely wrecked in game number 1. It just seemed like FDL had just nothing they could do in the last match. It was just really not even close at all. They only got 5 kills throughout the whole thing. CCNC died more than that in the mid lane on his Dragon Knight of all heroes. It was just not a good look for them at all. So we'll try to stop being negative, but Duop, they definitely did play well in game 1, and they showed why they had not dropped a game yet in the season number 4 of KOD League. So here they go. They've got the Shadow Demon and Juggernaut again to start out their draft. This is pretty much what they started with in game 1. And FDL, they're going to be starting with Sand King and Disruptor in their draft. So a couple supports here for them. Feeling pretty confident with the Disruptor. Jesus, people, can you not learn? Sorry, I'm not going to get exasperated at you, but honestly, there is not a square at the top of the chat. Well, that sucks. But what's scrolling across the screen during the break, so I don't know why it's such a question when the score is right in front of you. I don't know. I just don't know what's going on there. In any case, we are going through the draft here. Duop, we are at the 3rd pick. FTL banning away 747's Meepo. That's something that we quite often see in the 4th ban. I guess when teams are just tired of, I don't know, they don't really know what to ban out, so they just ban out a Meepo because that's what teams do. FDL will pick up a Weaver.
Radiant team
Meepo can be picked up as a good counter to a couple of these heroes. So picking up the counter to Weaver and the Disruptor, they're going to pick up the hero themselves. That should be a carry a Weaver for FDL. So Duop are going to have to find a way to deal with it. Abyssal Underlord was banned out in the first banning phase, so they're not going to have to worry about the Pit of Mouths.
Reserve time.
And Duop, taking a look at their bans, they take the Templar Assassin out of it as well as the Clockwork. TA is generally a pretty safe pick at the end of drafts. Usually we're going to see a Viper picked up there. So maybe that means that Duop don't really feel like, I don't know, they don't feel like having to have dots against a TA.
Dire team pick.
In any case, I don't know. These drafts have looked a little bit weird to me. Duop picking up the Centaur Warrunner, definitely something that I like to see against the Weaver with some huge burst damage. There's always a chance that you take him down and out very early in a fight. Also, the time lapse has tended to be used very early,
5 seconds remaining,
which generally doesn't work too well for the Weaver. Like when they're forced to use it for positioning reasons, it's not a good look at all. Trying to stay a little bit more hydrated here. You should all be drinking some water. I drink actually like about 2 liters of water per day. It's actually really surprising that I haven't had too many voice problems. I guess casting isn't too rough on the voice, I guess. But a lot of people can tend to lose it, and let me tell you that losing your voice really sucks. So, I also do a little bit of singing on the side. I'm not going to sing for you, don't ask. That's like really messed up. No, I'm just kidding. You can ask people to sing. They probably won't. You're like, you can watch it on YouTube. That's probably the much better answer now. Like, if somebody asks you to sing and you're a singer, be like, I'm on YouTube. You can watch that. It's like really stressful to be put on the spot just to sing randomly for people. But I mean, with the singing and the casting, you would think that my voice would be shot all the time. But if you drink water, then your voice is going to do a lot better. So I'm trying to make sure that I have at least 2 liters of water per day. And someone that also likes water, it is going to be a Naga Siren for FDL. Naga Siren.
Reserve time.
That takes this draft in a bit of a strange direction, trying to just pull it out against Duop, but that
Dire
doesn't
team
really seem
back.
like a strategy that's going to work for FDL. I mean, Naga can be a strong pick, especially when you can get into the late game, but the way that illusions have been nerfed, I mean, she can go for a Mantis Out, she can pick up a Radiance. Maybe it's going to work more as a
10
support this time
seconds
around.
remaining.
Being able to put out the Riptide for an extra bit of minus armor helping out the
5
Weaver.
seconds remaining.
That seems like it would be a good utilization of the hero. Not really a big fan of the Naga Siren core anymore.
Radiant team ban.
Duop will also pick up the Shadow Fiend, so they have some minus armor of their own. Also a big mechanism to be able to shut the Weaver out of the
10
fight with
seconds remaining.
some Requiems.
5
Duop
seconds
should be able to blow
remaining.
up a few heroes with that spell. FTL will ban the Ogre Magi away, who had
Reserve
somehow made
time.
its way nearly all the way through the draft. A little bit surprising there that neither team had picked him up so far, but when FTL is going for a Naga Siren, it makes a little bit more sense. FTL don't really have a whole lot of reserve time anymore. Duop, they are working through theirs to figure out their last ban. As FTL, they have a very strange draft, and it's kind of difficult to guess what the positions are going to be for each of these heroes. Duop thinking pretty hard about this one. They go with more of a red tinge draft here. And the Shadow Demon Juggernaut did work pretty well for them in game number 1. They take
Radiant
the
team pick.
Viper away. Definitely a very safe ban there. Generally a counter to a lot of different mids. Just because it sits there, gets some farm, there's not a whole lot that you can do about it. It might even stay alive fairly well depending on who's playing it and how
10
often the other
seconds
team
remaining.
rotates. That will be the ban for Duop,
5
and they have a
seconds
lot
remaining.
of time to go with this last pickup.
Reserve time.
It should probably be a support for them, something that works well with the Shadow Demon. Leshrac is still in the pool. That might help them to take towers a little bit faster. And the thing is, that doesn't really work with Duop's playstyle. They were just very methodical in the last match, finding a pickoff, maybe taking a tower off of it. They just did very quickly take a few towers off the map faster than FTL could even blink. It was very stealthy for them. And they get the Undying with their last pick now, so
Dire team
that
pick.
will create a lot of early aggression for them, trying to make sure that the Naga Siren never gets online. If she starts in the support role and then somehow manages to find the Radiance, that's a great second quarter, or rather, I guess we'll call it fourth core for FTL to
10
have,
seconds
especially
remaining.
if Sand King can't keep the farm up.
5 seconds remaining.
But that does take quite a while to get online.
Ember
And
Spirit.
FTL get the Ember Spirit with their last pickup. Should be able to survive pretty well against the Shadow Fiend in most cases. So that will complete our draft here for the teams, with the Ember Spirit being the last pick for FTL. They have some nice magic damage to start, some nice stuns. But the question is if they can actually play this against Duop. Game number 1, it just seemed like they were at a loss for nearly everything. CCNC taking way too many deaths. I mean, I guess Duop don't have all that many stuns. They have one on the Centaur and then a Disruption. But other than that, that's about it. They're just going to have to work around their damage in order to find some kills.
10
Meanwhile,
seconds
FDL,
remaining.
they have a couple more stuns and a
5
lot more
seconds
maneuverability around fights. So we'll see who is able to push a little bit faster in game number 2, the best of 3. FDL have to win this one to stay in it, otherwise they'll be knocked down to the lower bracket. Duop currently up 1 game in this best of 3. So Snake King says, "Let's go." Looks like he is raring and ready to go into this one. Just want to get this series over with. He did fairly well in game 1. He got his farm up rather quickly on Darkseer, which you see not even being picked up in this match. And it wasn't banned out either, so just not touched at all. As soon as FDR are ready, we will get into this one. Looks like SYC is praising the sun here. CCNC doing a bit of a jump, and that Raptor might just throw Stan King off inside the base. Matt also doing the little shrug thing. And Biryu seems to be praising the sun as well. Cersei seems to be kind of unhappy about it. You are doing a nice little bow. And Centaur needs to get his legs kind of stretched out inside the base, so hopefully he'll be able to do that in this match, as we have a smoke out from Duop. Starting to move out to the lanes. Courier dropped very deep at top as Biryu makes his way there. Deep ward placed down by Shadow Demon in the mid lane. Wants to get as much of an advantage over the Ember Spirit as possible. And Duop immediately get the warring advantage over FTL. FTL will get one at bottom. But the other deep wards have already been done by Duop. FTL are making their way towards bottom. Looks like it's going to be an aggressive tri-lane from them with SYC and Tay at the ready. Putting Sand King in the typical safe lane for FTL. And it might be more of a dual lane setup for Duop. Trying to get UR a little bit more farm. That might cause the Undying to rotate back towards bottom. He might just start out at mid for a couple of levels, make it difficult for CCNC to sit there, and then go somewhere else. Snaking against Mad Top should be a fine matchup for him. So he gets UR away from the rune spot. That's not really some place that he can sit. And Snaking, he's going to get the stomp off on the Mad, picking up the Bounty rune. Using a lot of mana there, but it just starts to regen a little bit, and it will take quite a while before you can get another stun off. You are automatically going to top, and forcing Snaking to go to bottom with the TP to face up against the tri-lane. Dying starting off at mid, like a little bit more difficult for CCNC. Making sure that 747 has a good start because he absolutely needs it here. He doesn't want to work around. Oh no, what's that courier doing? What is that courier doing? CCNC, he will eventually get the south off of the courier. That was a little bit strange to be so far up in the mid lane. CCNC getting very low on health. He's at 340 right now. When the Shadow King gets up to level 2, it might be a possibility for a kill. It's going to take a little bit longer with Biryu here so much. You take CCNC down to 260 total health, taking a lot of damage. Top Mad in some trouble. He doesn't have the Burrow Strike to get away. He does level it up now. And he's going to try to force him out of top. Snaking doing completely fine at bottom though, just getting a little bit of XP, trying to get above this tri-lane. SYC sees Biryu get over to bottom. He will just get comes back into it, maybe taking a lot of damage here. Another decay is available, have to get it off onto a few. The root comes in, getting netted. First blood goes the way of FTL. Snaking getting chased down. SYC might go for this a little bit more. Shikuchi should be able to find the damage. Double kill for SYC. Bottom Biryu gets there too late to do anything. He didn't have his soul rip leveled up either, so it's not like he would have been able to save the Centaur at all. Now at top, disrupting to get away from Mad, who's walking pretty quickly here. Does have the mango available to eat, and he's going to go for a little bit more damage. Cersei needs to get to the shrine, but Mad finds the kill before he can get there. FDL with a better start here than they did in game number 1. You could get caught out again. The net is there. They have Riptide for him, doing a ton of damage. Glimpse back towards CCNC, who gets the Searing Chains as well. Biryu forced out. Sand King will be the one to find the kill there. That's 4 for FTL right off the bat. Making this aggression in the tri-lane work for them. He's not got enough mana for a burrow strike, and Yawar is now able to find the kill. Get a little bit low at mid 747. You'd have to get him in very close for the third raise. But he has still forced CNC away from the lane.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Now CCC will get a TP in from SYC to help out. There's only so much he can do against 747. Sneaking still staying down the bottom. Right now, the leader on the last hits is 747. Doing quite a bit better than anyone else. Tay is getting a little bit at bottom. He was really able to farm quite a lot as Lunit in the last match. Unfortunately, that didn't really result in anything. Now Snake taking a lot of damage. He gets to stomp off, but still, the glimpse will pull him back, and there is just not a lot that's going to be able to deal with this FDL tri-lane for now. But 747 still finds the kill at mid. So at least Duop are getting on the board a little bit here. But FDL are still taking a pretty big advantage in kills so far. Nice little assist on Ember Spirit in the mid lane, helping him out against what is very difficult for him against the Shadow Fiend. Even though Shadow Fiend generally doesn't do well in the mid lane, he doesn't do as well as other ranged heroes against a melee like CCNC. Once you get a good start, it's completely fine. So Snake he's still sitting at bottom. The supports have long since rotated away from the lane, so they're not bothering him as much, allowing him to get a few more levels. He has to always be careful since Tay's had a fairly good start. You are finding the kill at top with the slash throwing down. Since he's starting to get low, he still has the flame shield going. He's taking a lot of damage, taking down 10%, trying to go forward. He's got 2 raises off. That's going to be a bug taking him low. SYC can go for the dive here. 10% trying to turn it around. He's looking for a little bit of damage. The race, Requiem of the Souls comes out, and SYC will die as a result of that, but not before 1047 dies. Snaking's gotten to bottom. Still up against Tay, who will be going for, he was going for the headdress first, so one would think that that builds into a Helm of the Dominator for him. Maybe getting the D-ward off that mid. But he's going for the Arcane Boots first, so that indicates that it should be a Radiance build up. 747 still making life difficult for CCNC in the mid lane. Lots of damage, and there's only so much that a Flame Shield is going to help you with. Maybe SYC putting in some harass, but I guess an Undying is still very scary. And this start by FDL makes it a little bit more difficult for the Undying to have as much of an impact in the early game. SYC, and he's used the Shikuchi before it. He'll Shikuchi around, he'll get out of it. His next one is up in 3 seconds. Can he find the damage that he needs? Spin coming in from the Juggernaut. SYC will try to get away. That's a lot of damage, but they just don't have the mobility in order to chase down Weaver. Yawar is going around the side. SYC can keep going though, and unfortunately 747 will not be able to close the gate on the SYC. He gets into the trees and gonna try to hide this one out.
Is under attack.
SYC actually, he's going to get back to his own side of the map since he doesn't have the TP scroll, and we'll hightail it over to the shrine to get back up. farming very well on his Juggernaut, just behind 747 on net worth so far.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Ooh, getting back towards bottom, so hey, it's gonna take a while for him to get his farm up. He does have the courier going around. Getting a few items off of it. The Medallion of Courage out in GUR. Very early build up for Weaver to increase his effectiveness in the early game. Going in for Shikuchi, some damage out in GUR. He's kind of hiding in the trees for now. He just has to be careful about how much damage he can take, especially when Undying takes the strength away from him. 747 is not afraid of too much in the mid lane. He is just holding his own here against CCNC. Lots of damage even when the flame shield is up. A couple of rotations in. Supports are waiting in the wings. SYC is here. TP gets cancelled by the disruptor. Back right back into a burrow, so it's only a couple of supports right now against him. Epicenter is going to be there. Snake forces a charge to get away. Does manage to stay alive for now, but over at bottom, as a result of that charge, Beery gets a chance to go and slap Tay a little bit. But still, this is a relatively... Oh no. Yeah, that's just a support, or an illusion, guys. This is, I guess, kind of similar to game number 1, even though we have more kills here. Not really pushing in lanes all that much. SYC doing some nice damage to Beeryu with the Medallion of Courage. Limits his ability that Undying has to affect the game early. Being faked out by 747. Getting the haste. Now a double damage rune on Skank. Might decide to go into Shadow Demon a little bit more. Searing Chain's coming through, and CCC's in the middle of this one. They can't really fight underneath the Tombstone. 747 gets glimpsed back there. Still looking for this one though. And will get dropped down. SYC once the Tombstone. That directly rolls only onto a bunch of illusions. As SYC is very low. They just need one hit. They use the decay to kill him off. And FDL, they do get a little bit of aggression there. Don't die too much except for the Weaver. And he's kind of had that coming for a while, getting low quite a few times already. Looking at Tay's farm, it's going to be a Helmet Dominator for him soon. Seems to be a little bit unclear on what he wants to build this early. He was sort of going for the Arcane before. Now it's going to be the Helm for him first. A little bit all over the place with it. Still getting a lot of farm off in the jungle. Mad waiting in the trees, ready to put the hurt on the Snake King as SYC's Medallion of Courage comes back off cooldown. They're not going to quite go onto him just yet. Snake King's still very tanky, lots of health to work through there. And of course, he still has the charge to be able to get away. Checking out what 747's building. He's very close to his Dragonlance. I kind of am starting to get the same feeling that we had in game number 1, where it's going to be Duop taking a few pick-off, maybe CSCC getting to a few bad positions. He gets the helm delivered to him. Lots of illusions here for him. The Stackstorm is available. UR's going to take a lot of damage. The Epicenter coming in from the backside as well. Nice disruption keeping him alive for now. How far? Oh, they're going to turn this around. UR, he's going to be spinning down Matt. Lots of help from the Sand King to work through. Beeryu will be able to find the kill. They drop down the healing ward. They could actually go in on this a little bit further, especially with the creep wave showing up. They could push this tower in. Nice turnaround and beautiful disruption from Shadow Demon, keeping UR alive through most of that initiation. And when you drop everything like that, that just means that Duop are so encouraged to go for a tower like this, because there's literally nothing that FDL have after that. Sand King getting in too far. We'll be able to take a tier 1 now, with 747 joining the push as well. So with their mid coming over, it might just be 2 towers for Duop. Dragonlance ninth place there. We're gonna have some more Juggernaut illusions, and that just goes to show that when there's a Song down, an Epicenter down, a Stagstorm that's still not off cooldown, Duop are just so free to going for towers like this one. Zero strike out onto UR. SYC is there with some damage, but he's still just going for the tower, even without the creep wave being here. KD dropped down. UR is still going for the tower. SM47 now able to get the tower just out of the range of the kinetic field with his Dragon Lance. And they've taken a tier 2 tower at about 13 minutes in.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
He also forced away from the mid lane, so he'll be able to remnant in, but could be in a lot of trouble as most of Duop are making their way over. Shrine popped. Shadow Demon getting a lot of mana back. And they have all 5 members on the mid lane. They're just pushing this in. UR is here. CCC is right there. He's got to get away very quickly, though. Mad's ready with the Blink Dagger Epicenter. Very fast Blink thanks to his early game success, but he's taking 3 deaths already. Party the catapult sent around to the back lanes, checking out inside the jungle. But here comes the initiation. There's the Blink Epicenter. They get the charge away. They're out of the Connect field and the Stack Storm. There's the Rocket Missiles coming in from 747, and they just cannot keep these guys down. UR takes a lot of damage. They're going to take the tower. SYC getting in the middle of it, but he's going to get a disruption in return after that. Trinity is done. Immediately blown up after the disruption. And Duop, oh my lordy. That was not what FDL were bargaining for at all. And again, Song's down for another 18 seconds. Stack Storm is dead. Epicenter's gone. FDL can't do much here. CNC walking in for some damage. Disruption on Shadow Demon, avoiding some of it. Steering Chain's only at level 3, so it's not the biggest amount of damage right now. The Flame Shield was never up. That's another tier 2 tower. And already, Snake King is making a play for top. Duop absolutely shutting down FDL in this match, making it so that they cannot defend their towers at all. And it's just the cycle. Take a tier 1, make FDL pop everything, and then go even further. Snake King ready with the blink. There's the double edge possibly. He just wants to force out the time lapse, and he does. Where's behind the tower? SYC forced to hide in the trees. Heating virtual siege by HY. UR will take the tower. It's just stop for Duop. They're taking so many towers right now. There's just been little to no reaction from FDL. Finally, they start to push elsewhere on the map. CCNC going for mid, but that tower's got a lot of health. Bottom's being taken down by Tay and Matt, but that tower is taking a while to drop as well. They might just be losing all their tier 2 towers at 16 minutes into the match. Shadow Demon pushing in so very quickly, sending the illusions past the tower. Snake King gets back to mid. He's got the Helm of the Dominator, or rather, Hood of Defiance. A bunch of different hoods, I guess. As well as the Blink Dagger, Pipe of Insight soon. Duop take a tier 2 tower. They could go right for the shrines. This is absolutely ridiculous that FDL, they cannot get into the fights at all. Charge, disruption, so much that's able to save Duop when it comes to that kind of situation. And Snake King, he's been basically the guy setting up the plays for most of his team, just telling them where to go on the map. He's been where they need to be 10 seconds ahead of time. He's going to see Stan King here. There's the stomp, double edge available. The glimpse not even going to be a factor there. Disruptor absolutely erased from the map. That's just been the norm for Stan King. He gets caught out time after time here. Mad will get seen as well. Shadow Demon. He's looking for the vision that he needs. Next blink in the trees by Mad, getting him out of trouble. Looking some vision for Shadow Demon, but it will come too late. All the tier 2 towers are gone, and this is definitely not what Tay wants. He's got the Sacred Relic right now, but it might be a little bit too late for him to push out. Determining that he needs to get that up for his team very quickly. Maybe he gets the helm after that. So space for him to farm Snake King. CNC there. That's not SYC might put some pressure on the UR, but it's just a Weaver, and that's nothing that UR should have to worry about. Inside the river, Snake King gets glimpsed back, keeping Stan King alive, trying to figure out who the better king is. Right next to SYC just showing up to the fight. Do they have any detection for this? Not really. So they'll just push out the lane. The push will be bottom for Joe Up. Not even bothering with Roshan right now. Snake King pushing in mid. FDL are getting it on two fronts right now. Maybe the courier goes down to Mad, but he's going to decide not to. He just seems to be AFK for now. And that works out completely fine for Joe Up as they go for the high ground. Snake King trying to push out the creepers at bottom, going for some creep cutting, but it's very far back. But Joe Up are still going to have to work with this. If the tower goes down, Discord gets used a little bit of damage out onto 747, but he's just so tanky and he's still got the BKB in reserve. So making it very difficult for FTL to initiate into this one as we have a stomp from the centaur. They use the song to deal with the tombstone, and there's going to be the initiation. Snake King and 747, that's a lot of damage. BKB's popped, he's forced into the Requiem, and he's going to have to heal up a little bit here. He doesn't have an Aegis or anything. Lots of damage from the Tay. They're going to finish off the Naga Siren. She doesn't have buyback. He's been going for the Radiance so much. It's a lot of damage, and Yuar's been taken down as well. Looks like FDL have succeeded in defending their base and might have even gotten a few kills off of it, but they'll turn it around. They'll find the stomp and the double edge on the Weaver. Oh, nice disruption. Matt a little bit off the mark with the Burrow Strike, and now Snake King to the high ground. He's got a lot of health, healing up quite a bit. Still has the Pipe of Insight as well. Matt is going to have to be really careful if he wants to go back into this one. CCNC going for Snake King on the side, but after that Syrian King misses, that's going to mean that the Centaur very easily gets that looking for the kill on the Mad, but he's not going to be low enough to pop from the Shadow Poison. So the 3-3 gets broken, but FTL still get quite a few kills. Ends up being 2,600 gold in favor of FTL after that one, but still, Duop, they have a lot of different tricks that they can pull when they go for high ground the next time. They could go for Roshan, they can take the other shrine down, which hasn't been touched yet. Naga does still have a Radiance, but she's not very tanky at all. Might have even been forced to sell the headdress to buy the Radiance. CCNC takes a double edge to the back, does more damage to Snake King than it does to CCNC. Snake King blinking forward, keeping the creep wave looking only at him. While the rest of the team goes for Roshan. Might make some of a reaction to this one. The center and Stag Storm is going to be available in a few seconds. Snake King trying to keep CCNC out of it. There's damage to the kinetic field. Slow this Roshan down. Also some vengeance being given by the beetle that Weaver sent out. We got some Naga Siren Illusions burning down SYC. Pushing these guys out. 747 to the high ground. By the bug, and he was also right underneath the Sentry Wood. Here comes the BKB and the Wreck of the Souls to kill off Tay. That's a big kill for them. Stag Storm drops down, but Yuar's going to keep moving forward. Omni Slash kills off the support. Naga Siren will have to back up for that, buyback for that. CCNC ready to go into the pit, but they don't have a Stag Storm for this one. They'll have to work with the Epicenter smoke that's used by Duop. Don't know if anyone decides to come in. Yuar goes into the pit. CCNC is on the backside of this one. But just like a fist. Burrow Strike onto a few, but Snake can't do anything here. Absolutely nothing at all. They'll walk in for the song, possibly trying to steal Roshan, but it's not low enough at all. The Naga Siren doesn't do enough damage. There's a lot of illusions in the pit. SYC trying to do some damage. SYC goes for the time lapse again. But this Roshan, after much deliberation, does belong to Duop, with CCNC going for the run and in, but Yuar's picked up the Aegis, and CCNC, he's going to get disrupted there while he tried to TP away. I was wondering what happened to his body, but yeah, it just got blown up after that. A nice fight for Duop. Nice lead to them being able to break the base. Taking a look at their health. Their mana on the supports isn't all that high, but their health is still doing fairly well. You are moving up here pretty quickly, has the Aegis on him, so they definitely want to push with this one. And he's going to go to the high ground with all the spells down for quite a few seconds. 60 seconds left in the song. Naga Siren just hasn't been able to get too many levels at all. She is at the level 2 ultimate, but it's not really doing too much work for her. Some gets sent out. SYC wants to take care of that Nagura illusion, which is just making life difficult for Mad. Canceling the blink dagger so that he can't get in for a while. Another tier 3 goes away of you up. They want to start to work on the racks. SYC putting out the Shizune. UR does have the spin word available. CCC just walking in. Wants to throw strike out onto UR, and the disruption will keep him alive through all of that. Got a spin available. He's still got the Aegis, so spin to win to take down the racks. About going forward a little bit more, but they just want to step back and take care of this Rax while CNC puts out his minimal damage from the back lines and immediately do up, rotate to bottom. It's time for them to take a few more Rax. All these heroes for FDL are up, but the problem is they don't have their ultimates available. Add, he blinks in, gets the throw strike off, but Yawar had already gone into the spin at that point. CNC trying to get away. SYC takes a light damage underneath his own tier 4 snaking, backing away Yawar. He's getting back into this one, but now there's an epicenter, but again the Shadow Demon staying alive through all of it. Dark Missiles barely touching FDL, but a couple of them do, and the Sand King lies dead inside his own base. CCC, he's got one run to the back now. Dropper going to back away for now. They're getting a little bit low on mana. They got a couple of their towers being pushed in. And Duop still continue to take advantages off of that. And the thing is, their net worth lead is at about 15,000 at this point. Duop still up by 8,000 for XP. FDL, they can try all they want to try to get something done here. But the fact is, they are down to just one tier 3 tower. And they're already losing a Rax at mid 24 minutes in. They're really going to have to get behind the Naga Siren and the Ember Spirit to defend the high ground. The problem is, Tay just dies way too quickly. CCNC, he's not died as much as game number 1, but still his effectiveness isn't all that high with the boosted travel and build build-up. He really needs to get to another item in order to be effective. He does have the Remnant back. As soon as someone shows up to the bottom lane, they need that initiation, but it's not really there without the Centaur. CCNC is going to lead them on a merry chase, now throws out the Slight Abyss, and he immediately Remnants back. It wasn't really going to result in a kill. He just wanted to take out the creep wave as much as possible. So Duop, they go for the shrine, they go for the push at bottom, and they might be able to take the Rax with this creep wave now, especially when they still have Aegis on the wire. He actually decides to go into this farm to take a little bit of farm from the bugs. That's a couple of slight fist procs onto the Radiant heroes. We'll still push into the base. Essentially gets placed down. SYC, you'll see the Manta style pop for UR. That's going to be the second set of Rags going the way of Duop. FPL are not really in a position to be able to defend that one, and they're also down to a naked tier 3 tower in the top lane as well, so all they need is the lane to get pushed in. Tay gets over there, but he's also very low on mana. So it's going to take a little bit before you can TP back to the base anyway. Can't really output that many spells in his push either. Both shrines have been taken by Duop. You are controlling the dire jungle for now. You are still has the Aegis. You were claimed for a while. He needs to be careful about not getting caught out as he just tries to get a little bit of farm going. He does have his Yasha. Yeah, it's been built up right now. Noir is already going for the creep over the top. Making sure the Naga Siren illusions don't get elsewhere on the map is very important for Duop, and she is going to find the creep wave at top, making life very difficult for them. So this is all they have to work with as the Aegis does get reclaimed on Juggernaut. Now, FTL looking for the initiation outside the base. Undying could get caught out. He's very far up here. FTL do see the Wildling walking through. You are on the low ground. He doesn't want to get caught out here. He's not going to see FTL as they make their way around. Shadow Demon's going to be the one caught out. That's not a bad pick off for FTL. That's really been a big part. But the 3-man stop from Snake King. There's going to be a stack storm. And Matt gets out of it, but not before the Weaver gets absolutely blown up by Duop. CNC trying to get away. Now Duop decide to go on to Snake King. He will get disrupted on the high ground. And they're also going to get the Demonic Purge on the mat. They'll try to TP out on the low ground. Snake King won't find him. The Disruptor will get killed. It'll still take a while for the top lane to get pushed in. Shadow Demon go for died pretty quickly. But he did buy back. I was wondering why he was back already. That buyback means that FTL get a little bit more gold, but we are ready to start pushing this in. There is some backdoor protection, but it is not enough to defend this tower from the likes of Duop, especially with a couple of heroes down on FTL. They're going to try to TP in here, snaking right with the Blink Crush, or rather Blink Stomp. The song will get used, allowing the tower to heal up a little bit, also giving FTL a chance to set this up. Epicenter and the Burrow Strike going to 3, but the BKB gets caught by 747, and he sets up directly in the soul. The creep wave has now arrived here. Fortify being forced out, but look how tanky these guys are. FTL with that initiation barely making a dent here. CCC in with the triple remnant, some damage out. You are taking some damage in the Burrow Strike. Really going to result in a whole lot, as FTL, they are absolutely in shambles right now. You are spinning all over the place. Maybe he's a bit far up right now, but no, that's going to be a stomp in by Snakey, keeping his friend safe. GG gets called by FTL as Duop. They're going to keep along on their streak. I'm not sure what FTL are thinking about this match, but clearly the Naga Siren did not work out for them at all. They thought that if they gave Tay a little bit more farm, that things could go a little bit better, but if he can't get involved on a Luna, he probably can't get involved on a Naga Siren either. It did go very well for them in the early parts of the game, but Duop are just too strong of a team for FTL to handle right now. They needed a little bit more experience on that side. So with that, Duop will take it 2-0 and move on to the next round in the upper bracket of the COD League Season number 4 group stage. And our coverage for tonight will end there as well. So thank you for watching. We will have some more matches tomorrow. Team Freedom are going to be up on our slate there as well, so make sure you check that out. But that's going to do it for me, so if you enjoyed the cast, make sure you follow me at PythianLegume on Twitter and on twitch.tv/PythianLegume. I want to go take a rest or something. Hopefully you guys have a great night, and as always, cheers.
Place your bets on more than 15 esports games using the worldwide payments even Bitcoin. We offer 24/7 support and bonuses for users. Esports bets on gg.bet.